All right, in my last video, I told you kind of how individuals can make it back there to ad seg. So in this video, I'm going to kind of tell you about how it kind of looks, and I'll try to describe how it smells, and I'm going to just kind of describe the environment for you real quick, right? So if you look at this, this is exactly what this is a generic image I pulled off the internet, but this is exactly what a cell looks like in administrative segregation in the maximum security pen in Texas. Right now, the thing that may vary in these cells is the property within these cells, right? There, depending on what, if the individual has been in trouble, they've done some, they've been caught jacking off to the nurse or something, or bosses have wrote to them some cases, or maybe the team had to get rid. They may be in a more restrictive environment where they're allowed to have less property, and those individuals are going to stay down there on FPOD and EPOD, right? But individuals that are doing a good job and they're doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, they're going to be like on APOD, right? So they'll be, and they'll have a lot of property. F-pod, F-section, no property. These guys are usually sitting in their damn asshole naked. You know what I mean? Like, I've literally, and mental illness is rampant in there. I'm going to talk about that in another video because it's a whole video in itself. But they may have no property at all, other than maybe a little bar of green soap possibly. I mean, nothing. That could be in their asshole naked depending on the circumstance. But another guy has his whole life, maybe had 20 years worth of stuff off in a cell just like that. In Texas is a little different. They got some doors. They have some doors like underneath, like to make it kind of like a cabinet and stuff. And also, when you walk into administrative segregation, it's loud, right? There's a lot of banging and yelling, and there's a unique smell, right? The smell of like water. It smells like water, this little green soap. It smells like Bippy, like this cleaner, and it smells like skeet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's this combination, this rank smell that you like. Me trying to describe that smell to you would be like if a Martian was trying to describe a smell to an Earthling, right? Unless you've been there, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you've been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it smells like hot water and food and soap and skeet. Like, it's a weird combination smell. And, you could walk on this pod and it may smell heavy of urine. It may smell heavy of shit, may body odor. It could smell heavy of, nothing really, and A pod, B pod, those guys the areas are clean, nobody's flooding the run like that, but if you're down there on F pod, they could be flooding the run. They could be shooting shit out the crack of their door. You know what I mean? Like, it smells. It's a unique smell. In the environment, it feels dark, right? It feels dark, heavy, and suffocating. And that's from the viewpoint of a correctional officer. I can't even speculate what it feels like to be actually trapped off in that little cell while somebody is flooding the run. Or let's say your neighbor's acting up and they got the team, the 5-man team, and they're shooting gas into there. And now your whole area, you can't hardly breathe because it smells so heavy of that gas, the OC, and a boss, like, it's hard for us to work down there. We got to make rounds. We got to walk around. We got to do things. You know what I mean? And if somebody has been freshly gassed down there, like, it's hard to even do that. You know what I mean? But that's what the cell looks like. And, can you really imagine living in like a 6x9 fucking cell for like, the rest of your life? I mean, it would be, I can't imagine it, but, it would suck, right? I cannot imagine it. So I feel for those guys that get caught up in those situations based off of whatever the circumstance is. And, I know some of these dudes are straight killers, and there's molesters and all kinds of shit down there, you know what I mean? But I view a lot of that as, through the lens of a social worker, as a systemic problem, right? It's a system problem. We got to do better as a society, so individuals maybe are not making those choices. Now, some people they're wired wrong, and they need to be in a spot like that, and they don't need to have nothing. You know what I mean? I've ran across dangerous people, but there's a lot of people that, just get caught up in a bad situation, but it is, like I said, this channel, I give full respect to bosses. I give full respect to everybody, but that's what it looks like in SEG.